Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here. Wanted to talk a bit today about the topic of time management. Now, I'm out here on the West Coast Trail doing this bug out / expedition thing, and something that also brings me back to my tree planting days was the amount of time it takes to do everything. Everything from simple things to going to the washroom, to brushing your teeth, to cleaning your clothes, to cooking, airing out your clothes, lots of personal hygienic related things, in addition to food-based things, are all incredibly time consuming. Now that's on top of finding wood, chopping wood, getting your water for the next day, water purifying it in whatever way you do, having to walk to go and do that. There is some downtime around the campfire, but there is a significant amount of time that must be allocated to various tasks. So I'm presuming that in any sort of bug out / survival situation, obviously you're going to have to prioritize your time because your time is limited. I couldn't imagine having to hunt on top of this and in order to have all my needs met in that way as a single person. However, it would be possible if you had proper time management skills. And I think time management is going to be critical in any sort of preparedness situation where you have a certain amount of time allocated to things such as food, security, water, hygiene, cleanliness, perhaps networking, scavenging, bartering. There's all sorts of different categories that you could use to allot your time. So I haven't really figured out how I would apply this system to an on-grid lifestyle, but I have gotten pretty thorough in my management of time just out here on the trail and tree planting as well. I find that my circadian rhythm is now synced up with the sun rising and the sun falling, which is not very common for people who live in the city. Tendency is to make your own hours, but in nature, and I think even in a SHTF situation in the city, our circadian rhythms are going to go back to the natural way they were, with rising with the sun and going to bed at night, as that's when the natural light is available, obviously. But so basing our time around natural cycles will come into play again, and being able to be ready for that, and be ready for that lack of time. We have a lot of leisure time now thanks to modern technology doing a lot of the work for us, but the time may come when we don't have as much leisure time to watch YouTube videos and read and participate in higher level cognitive things, even socialize. So having proper structure and a well-disciplined schedule for what you're going to do may come in handy in your preparedness scheme, because schedule. Because you might find yourself overwhelmed by the amount of duties that you have to accomplish, and sometimes I find that too, just even being here, at the end of every day you have to organize all your stuff and reorganize it, and make sure your food's put in a safe place, and make sure your garbage, you're doing something with that, either you're keeping it on you, you're burning it, or whatever. There's so many different things that you have to consider when when you're doing this kind of thing, and it's very important to have that. I think it can make it a lot easier too if you had some sort of, I think General S. Lee talks about different protocols to follow in certain situations, and to add to that would be some sort of time management schedule. So I may explore that a bit further and look into doing a video about that in the future after I research it, and perhaps devise something for myself, and I'll get back to you with the results. For now, this is Canadian Prepper on the Pacific Ocean, signing out.